Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a midweek review reviewing Premier League Championship and FA Cup action. So let's get straight into it. In the Premier League, and Arsenal extended their lead at the top of the table with a comfortable 4-0 win over Everton. Everton had a bit of resistance early on until the 40th minute when Saka scored goals from Martinelli, Odegaard and another from Martinelli. Capped off an easy win for Arsenal. Good win for Arsenal. They're looking really strong after that minor little blip, which is obviously great for them. And Everton, frustrating result you have to say. And yes, things not really quite clicking after an early Dyche burst. But moving on then to Liverpool 2, Wolves 0 at Anfield, and good win for Liverpool this one. Nunes had a goal disallowed in the 66th minute. Before, in the 73rd minute, it was Virgil van Dijk who levels things up. Mo Salah in the 77th minute made it 2-0. On the whole, a comfortable win for Liverpool, a solid win for Liverpool, and that's exactly what they need. Moves them up to 6. They're just 6 points behind Tottenham with a game in hand. So, they're slowly but surely closing in on those top 4 spots, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them break into it if I'm being brutally honest. Moving on then to the Championship games, 2 of them on Tuesday. And Preston 0, Coventry 0 was the score in a drab game, let's say, at Deepdale. Not a lot in it. You definitely say a draw is a fair result. If anyone was going to push for a win, maybe it was going to be Preston. But in the end, a draw between two sides who seem relatively firmly in mid-table. Coventry could still maybe launch a playoff push. It seems unlikely, but there's a chance still, I suppose. Two teams that are kind of firmly in mid-table at the moment, and I don't expect them to see them in the playoff or the relegation battle this season. Moving on then to Luton, and they took on Millwall at Kenilworth Road. And it's a good game, 2-2. Fleming and Bradshaw gave Millwall a 2-0 lead after 52 minutes. Adebayo pulled one back before it was Berry in the 87th minute who levelled things up for Luton. And on the whole, I think Luton fully deserved a point. I think Millwall will be gutted to lose it, especially in such a close game between two teams so close in the table. That really will feel like 2 points drop, but a great fight back from Luton. Moving on then to the FA Cup matches, and it finished Stoke 0, Brighton 1 at the Bet365. Ferguson with the only goal of the game in the 30th minute. And you kind of always felt like Brighton, in a way, never really got out of first gear. They were comfortable here, always really in control, and in the end they saw it through. For Stoke, a disappointing result, but they still hang in there against a very good Premier League side nowadays, so that's something to take from it. On the whole, just Brighton a bit too good. Moving on into Blackburn, and they defeated Leicester 2-1. Dolan Smosdicks with the goals for Blackburn to give them a 2-0 lead. Iniacho pulled one back, but Leicester, against their Championship rivals, couldn't find a breakthrough, and what a great result this was for Blackburn, really picking up form recently. That's kind of capped it off. Hugely impressive showing into the 6th round of the FA Cup, playing a fellow Championship side in the next round. They'll definitely be dreaming of Wembley. But for Leicester, really disappointing display, capping off just a disappointing season so far, really. Moving on then to Fulham 2, Leeds 0 at Craven Cottage. Paulinho and Solomon with the goals either side of half-time. It's a result that I think some Fulham fans, at least, will admit they were slightly fortuitous, because Leeds played well here, but it's just kind of in the story of Leeds this season that they haven't been able to finish off some of the great opportunities they've had. That will be hugely frustrating for them, I think. Good win for Fulham. Their great season continues into the 6th round of the Cup, and just one game from Wembley. Moving on then to Bristol City 0, Manchester City 3 at Ashton Gate. And I kind of feel like Manchester City, obviously they dominated the game, but Bristol City played well, gave them a good game in parts, so maybe 3-0 flatters the systems a bit, still a comfortable victory. Foden in the 7th minute, Foden in the 74th minute, and De Bruyne in the 81st minute with the goals. And Bristol City's long unbeaten run comes to an end. I guess we all kind of expected that here, Foden, really impressive again. Man City keep on marching on, and Bristol City, I think they can still take many positives even in defeat here. Moving on then to Southampton, and they were humiliated by Grimsby at St Mary's. Score finishing 2-1. Houlihan with 2 penalties just before and just after half time. Coletta Carr pulled one back in the 65th minute. Walcott had a goal disallowed in the 80th minute, and that compounded Southampton's frustration. They were defeated 2-1 by Grimsby. Such a disappointing result. A really humiliating result. But Grimsby, what a story. League 2 into the quarterfinal of the FA Cup, 1 round from Wembley. But for Southampton, sums up their season. But huge props to Grimsby. Moving on then to Burnley against Fleetwood. And Fleetwood put up a really dogged display here. Kyan Hayes was sent off just before half-time, and they held out until the 90 minutes. Heartbreaking for Fleetwood, but yeah, just before time, despite Burnley's utter domination of the game, 31 goal attempts to 1, 9 shots on goal to 0. Their hearts broken when Connor Roberts scored, but yeah, Burnley, great season continues. For Fleetwood, they'll be absolutely gutted, but they can be proud of the performance they put in there, definitely. Moving on then to Manchester United 3, West Ham 1 at Old Trafford. Ben Rama in the 54th minute, giving West Ham the lead, before Casemiro had a goal disallowed in the 72nd minute, but 5 minutes later, Aguerd scored an own goal, and then 2 later on, one from Sancho, one from Garnacho, and one from Fred, sealing win for Manchester United. And yeah, it took a bit of a while to get going, maybe some, hangover from the Carabao Cup final, but in the end they got that out of their systems pretty quickly. Great run for Manchester United. West Ham we gutted having held on for so long, but yeah, kind of expected in a way. Moving on into Sheffield United 1, Tottenham 0, and yeah, another shock. Ndiaye with the only goal of the game in the 79th minute, Tottenham dominated this game, really should have scored, really should have been outside before Sheffield United scored, but a great result for Sheffield United. Their season continues, but Tottenham, the trophy, no trophies. How long is it going to go on for? It's just ridiculous. Now they can't keep blowing these opportunities. The draw was winding up. Just so poor from them. But anyway, guys, that's it for video. Thanks very much for watching. Until I actually subscribe. Let's talk about down for shady football news and subscribe to my channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.